Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to the Relic Abyss demo. It is one part Bullet Heaven, one part, I'm gonna say kind of sort of extraction RPG. Effectively, you go down, you do a Bullet Heaven run, you grab resources, and then you leave. So what is the deal with this? Rewards 200. Let's see, entering level for any difficulty. When do I leave? We'll find out. Anyway, so yeah, you were effectively an adventurer going down into the abyss, which kind of made in the abyss style. But welcome to the outer layer. Start moving your character around. I mean, I more or less know how to play this. There's locations it looks like I can actually explore too. So I'm gonna actually just poke at stuff. What is this thing? Come across a sinister looking structure. Sacrifice 30% health. The abyss takes what you're willing to give. Ow. Well, we get some gold at the very least, whatever gold is used for. Okay, so I can aim, defeat enemies, get shards, level up. Alright, anything else? Because if that's the tutorial, this is easy. Hello. So what can we do? Titan's Rage cracks the ground and lets out a shockwave that damages and knocks back enemies. Sure. Otherwise, crit chance. Well, let's go for Titan's Rage. We just want damage moves. And I'm going to go for some damage because I'm pretty weak. Okay. Oh, so the Titan's Rage is, okay, over on the right. Open your stats, pull things up. Should be easy. I know I can heal somehow. Increase shockwave size, increase movement speed. Okay, and do we just keep investing in damage? I think we do, because I'm pretty sure the Titan's Rage also scales off of my strength. I definitely would like to invest more into my auto attacks. We'll have to see how that goes. But they just disappeared. I'm not actually used to that in Bullet Heavens. Alright, create a drill that does physical damage per second. Yersh. And more damage. How much damage does the drill do? Okay, so the drill itself is pretty weak. Wait, the crack does damage after the fact. It just persists. That's extremely good. Increase projectiles by 1, increases your speed in drawing your arrows to increase attack speed by 5%. That's okay. I just want to see if I can get it so that the drill is doing like 2 or 3 damage per. Should probably also just wander around and look for things. I'd seen something about like, yeah, you can take the lift back up in my like test run for this, and I have not found the lift. Let's just get my cooldown down. So, attack speed for base attacks, cooldowns for skills and relics. Is this a skill or my base attack? Probably my base attack. Patience, cooldown of skills and relics, move speed, dodge chance, health and health regen. But what if more damage? All of my abilities scale off of damage. I'm just going to hit like 7 trucks tied together and wielded like a club. It seems like the base enemies are pretty weak, at the very least. Alright, attack speed by 5%, so that probably just boosts everything? I don't hate it. Anyway, more damage. I might actually want to look into the extra pickup radius relic if that shows back up again. Okay, decrease cooldown. Nope, more advanced archery. I'm just gonna make it so I do the big damage. Oh my gosh, those cracks do rude things to groups of enemies. So more attack speed. Yeah, sure. But mostly one punch. Okay, so now the drill is doing anywhere from 2 to 3 damage. I don't know how strong those guys are. Summon a sword that follows you and fire it towards your general direction. Sure. Give me that sword. And then give me more strength. Okay, so we are taking some damage here. Ooh. Okay, so this has the crystal consolidation. Sinister looking structure, sacrifice health, takes money. Should probably boost my my vitality so I have better regen. It's not strictly terrible, but it could be better. Increase sword count by 2, more swords, and fine. Oh yeah, that health regen bonus is actually pretty nice. Grab the purple crystal, crit chance, defense, it's crit chance. I don't know how many relics I can stack. Okay, let's pop this open. Chest has 2 things. These be actual gear for me. Black hole, money, and a shirt. I can look like a peasant. What is this? That might just be the black hole perk and worn out armor, which I believe I can just keep with me. Alright, yep, I guess we just get that pickup radius now. Of it? Oh, more projectiles. I'm gonna get my regen and health up. I'm actually gonna put this on, because that gives me some health and some damage. This gives me something? Doesn't look like this character can wield book. Fair enough. Wait, do we just have more of these? Okay. Swords are neat. Are we just going to be sacrificing 30% of my health constantly here? I wonder if it gives me a better reward. Nope. Seems like it's the same amount of cash every time. I probably should wait before I do another one of those. Okay, magnet pickup, decrease cooldown, or grab charged shot. Let's keep going for the decrease cooldown. And keep pumping my damage. I will not be satisfied until I can one punch. I don't really have like a specific goal on that one. It's mostly just a... why not? I wonder if One Punch Man is still going on. Oh, that's cool. So these swords that I can have float behind me, they actually do like collision damage to enemies that touch them. That's fun. You look like a possible danger to me. Actually, the real possible danger here is the sheer amount of enemies that are kind of spawning in this zone. Alright, pickup range, extra damage. Yeah, let's go for Titan's Rage. And I'm going to give myself a bit of agility. I should probably be able to outspeed enemies. Alright. We get another one of these chests. Open it up. I'm just going to skip the animation. We get a shield. It's okay. Arrow Rain. Rain a barrage of arrows from the sky in a massive area. Sure. That's probably got a wicked long cooldown. Which is fine. Go for some more agility here. Let's see. Reduce cooldown. Yarsh. Yeah, it's pretty good. Ow. Long cooldown. But not, like, heinously so. Let's see. Sure, I'll keep working on the drill. Keep scaling that damage because, I mean, it hasn't screwed me over yet. And yeah, the cracks in the ground are extremely powerful, in my opinion. Just because, yeah, that's just a persistent damage mode. Okay. Increases your projectiles by 2, decrease cooldown, and increase damage. Master archery. I'm assuming that's probably the upper limit that I can do with this thing. But hey. Some piercing would have been lovely, but at least we do big damage. I was informed by an NPC that there was a way out. I just don't know where it is. Maybe we just have to complete the run? Unfortunately, you can't pick up crystals while you are, while they're combining into each other. So I have to actually chase them around until I can actually pick them up. Let's see, increase attack speed by 10%? Sure. Crit chance, loot rarity chance, chance to spawn another perk. Curious about the chance to spawn another perk and what that means. Okay. So I can hit rocks for some reason. I guess they can take damage. Oh, there's a chest up here. Open it up. Skip the animation. We get Cooper more. Whatever that's... Oh, copper. Oh, I can sacrifice 60% of my health for even more money. Oh. He's a big Angie boy. I don't know how much I need to concern myself with him. Ow. Oh. Did they spawn in? Was I just not paying attention? One way or another, those pigs are kind of spooky. It just doesn't matter. I'll just go for crit chance. And yeah, I'm just going to keep going for some movement speed so I can just zip. Attack speed. I mean, I could increase my attack speed, so I'm just shotgunning arrows. At this point, the extra damage is probably... Or shotgun, machine gun. The arrows. We get the lightning orb. It's fine, but I actually do think it's kind of silly that it would force me to pick up a relic that I don't already have. I just can't pick that up for some reason. Okay. The other thing I could do is just invest pretty hard in my regen for the next couple of levels, hang out in this area, and just have absurd amount... Oh, you can break those. Just have absurd amounts of like regen so I can heal to full and maximize my potential income. I don't hate that. A foot. Yeah, do I want to go move speed? Sure. The only problem is I have to wait for my health to never mind. Sinister structure, sacrifice 60% health. I will be rich. Oh, you can dodge those. Oh, that's fun. I do actually really like it when you can sacrifice health and then dodge it. Okay, so this is not exactly what I had in mind here. I'm trapped in a maze for some reason. Ow. Ooh. None of that, you. And these guys actually freaking hurt. I should probably find the exit at this point, if there is one. Not for the maze is going away, but supposedly there's an elevator I can take out of here, which seems practical. As far as I know, there's no map. This is a skills and relics viewer. Cool. We have this thing, whatever this is. Come across an ominous structure. Press the button. Taking his toll. It takes some money from me. Oh. Wait. Okay, we have a guy here. That is popped up on the map. That seems like something I should probably care about. He might be a merchant. If I had to guess. Oh, this could be our blacksmith, actually. No, 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 no. This is bad. Where could Jupanyan be? Ugh. You surprised me there, adventurer. It's dangerous here. Meet me back at Horizon's End. Let's talk there. Alright, but how? How do I leave? I want to go home. Evolve into a silver drill with a higher attack rate, increased duration, increased damage. Sure. I was still frozen in place during the last little bit of the leveling there. The enemy almost shot me. Oh, you look like a boss. Let's solve your existence. I did not expect him to die that fast. But I have gone, like, all in on damage. Worn out mace. But that's for specific classes. Yeah, hopefully we find a magnet at some point. Okay, we get another one of these things. Ominous structure. Okay, it's something else. You've been given the gift of fortune. Bunch of gold, seems like. Righto. Oh, there's another one. I'll just keep going for movement speed and... More vitality? More vitality. I don't know. Press a button. Maybe it's one of those that this just ends after a certain point. I don't even have to think about anything. Oh, there's another one of these guys. I probably shouldn't be directly next to it. Or next to the pillar. In case that makes any kind of difference here. Open this up. Some more attack speed. I take that. What about this one? Seems like it gives you one upgrade. No, never mind. Okay, worn out knives. And worn out boots. Probably very quickly take a look at this, see if I can equip anything. Can I equip this? No. Yeah, so I need some kind of bow. Okay, do have to be careful. I'm taking some damage. Oh, there's a magnet. Yeah, I'm taking some amount of damage. It's not really been that much of a worry. I say, but you never know. Okay, we've got a witch up here. We've also got this thing. Come across a mysterious monolith with strange markings. Touch it. Touch the monolith and it starts to light up. Oh, extra experience for 30 seconds. Old structure that has 2 slots on each side. Each slot has a button beside it. Relic upgrade. Relic fusion. Relic upgrade. So that's okay. Increase cooldown. Increase knockback. Yeah, I like the idea of Relic Fusion. Do we just... Sure. I'll be rich. Nope, there's a new monster. Oh, oop, that actually hurts. Doesn't save him, though. Okay, additional shockwave increased size by 20%. Yarsh. Back to damage. Turns out these guys are starting to get kind of damaging. Okay, so we get an Elite Beator card. Offhand weapon. Enchantment double-edged. Deal more damage, take more damage. And then whatever this is. Oh, I see. Increases defense by 3. Sure. Rumi, are you there? Rumi! Where'd that dang furball get off to now? Trips on rock. Bleh! Who the heck put that rock there? Shut up, you didn't see anything. Are you the new adventurer everyone's talking about? It's dangerous here. Let's talk back at Horizon's End. Bye. So I guess, yeah, we have to buy our merchants. Alright, ooh, that extra shockwave is quite good. Did all of those pigs just explode? I think they did. Let's go for crit chance for now. And yeah, let's go back to vitality. Some extra defense is nice, but I'm a big fan of having just huge regen. Regen, dodge, percent health. Probably regen. I'm a big fan of having a high health pool and a ton of regen. Especially if the regen is percentile based. Not that this one is. Magic resist. Magic resist. Sure. Some more experience. Press the button. Okay, so we got some random enemies spawning in. They haven't really been too much of a concern for me, though. I am now operating in pretty much carnage rules here. The immediate problem I have is pickup radius, and even then, that's solvable with magnets. Okay, that does hurt. We do have to worry about getting mobs still. I'm powerful, but not enough that I'm, like, unstoppable. And I'd like to use my currency. Supposedly there is a... Supposedly there's a way out. I would have assumed that it would show up at this point, but maybe the runs are 20 minutes long. Who knows? I mean, luckily any items I find carry over. So that gives me some wiggle room and leeway. Crit chance, cooldown reduction, 3% physical damage. Well, this works out extremely well for me. I don't know if these things are worth it. They don't seem to pay out that amazingly well. Gift of Fortune. Yeah. Doesn't excite me. Amusingly, the open chest button is actually present, it's just not visible. So if you can kind of find it, you can click it and skip a lot of the animation there. Speed strats. So I'll just keep opening these up. Gift of Fortune. More relic upgrades. This is what I was looking for. I still like the idea of relic fusion, but... it would be nice to get one of these monoliths. Let's see. It'd be nice to get one of those monoliths right before a big magnet, but... I do wonder if there's a boss chasing me. Because it feels like I'm outspeeding a lot of enemies here. Ow. I guess he's just become a regular enemy now. Maybe that's the answer. Magic resist, dodge. I don't really know on that one. Okay, there's something there. Relic upgrade. Awaken Titan's Rage into Titan's Core. Increases number of shockwaves to 3. Decrease cooldown, increase damage. Yarsh. Okay. Who be chucking the bomba at me? Is it you, the big beetle? Alright. Well, let's just go for some more physical damage. Oh, there's a magnet. Is this guy the end? Maybe. Oh, we got a golden chest. That's usually a good sign. Or not. Evolve into a golden drill. 0.25 seconds attack rate, damage, and shore. I think that was a regular level up, though. This is the chest. Chest gives me some worn out bows. And gear and equipment. I dig. Alright. So in that case, if I go inventory, we can equip one of these two. And I guess I can put this on. Health and defense. Sure. Right. Huh, the magnet wore out and the crystals that were flying at me just lost interest and were like, guess we're gonna just consolidate with all the other crystals in the area. Oh. Okay, we've got horror fish. I like these enemies, frankly. And nothing more to give. Thought so. It's like only one of them is listed, but... Okay, so what can I upgrade further? More drill. I think... we don't need pickup radius. Who am I kidding? I don't know, there's something kind of weird, ugly, cute about them in a way that reminds me of, yeah, classic RPGs. I'm not gonna bother picking up gold. I don't think it makes a difference. Oh, another boss. Excuse me, sir. I'm going to need you to cease and desist. Life. Okay. Blade Fall, Core Drill, Spiral Core Drill, Giga Drill with 0.2 attack rate, increases damage. Oh, wait. I wonder if I can actually just manually leave at any time. Is that the goal here? Because yeah, I think my inventory is, like, full. No, we can take 3 more items. Sure. I have no reason to pick that item, but I also have, like, maxed out most of the items that I care for, so... Sure. Yeah, we have a Return to Horizon's End. Collected loot. Well, let's find out. Hopefully I get to keep my money. Yeah, you're here. Hello, my name is Wilson. Yeah, that's a better name. Better voice for him. Yeah, Horizon's End's resident catsmith. If you need anything smithed, let me know. Hmm? What was I doing in the outer layer, Nyan? Oh, I was looking for my brother, Jupinion. Will you look for him in my stead? First of all, you're so adorable, Wilson. Of course I'll do my best to find your brother. Thank you. I'm very happy. Nyan. Yeah, that honestly makes the cat noises considerably less cringe on my end. Meowdy adventurer, what can I do for you today? We've been smithing. Are you ready to smith with the catsmith? Okay, so I have stuff. Yeah, let's find out what happens when I mush these together. Can smith. It's just worse. Nope, it's not. It's even better. Marginally so. I'll take it. Okay, what about the other character? What else do we have? Quest board, nothing's listed there yet. I don't think she has anything to say. Who's the trainer man? There was one other character that we managed to recruit, but I don't know where they are. Oh, this is how I could swap characters if I want to. Wait, okay. Glad there's a campfire here to keep us warm. Well met, stranger. Welcome to Hero's Call. I'm go by Wordrick the Warrior. Been all over the world honing my skills. My journey has brought me here to the Abyss. So now I'm residing as an adventurer here. Come sit by the fire and let's share some stories. New character unlocked. Wordrick. He talks in muscle. Okay, so I can swap with him if I wanted to. Yeah, maybe I should. Where is that other character? I have no idea. Talk in town, she says. Completely just... not present. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna swap with him. Try a different character, see what we got. Wonder if my inventory carries over. I hope so. Nope, it does not. That's annoying. I feel like the inventory, at the very least, should be fine. Wait, creeped up by the priest. What? Okay, so we want to I do wish that the character swapping was so much faster than it is. It's not bad. It's bad. That's weirdly slow. I've become kind of an impatient person, I think, as I've gotten older. I think it's the removal of oh, we do actually have that. Do I have money? I do. It's almost assuredly the removal of loading screens in a lot of games has just made it, like, unpalatable to have to wait for anything. I'm just like, no. You know, at this point, I've literally done the time. Please let me just zip past these things. Either way, I like where this is going as far as I've seen. It does feel like the character builds are going to be very homogenous, which is something I'd love to see changed, at least marginally so. Let's see if we can. Okay. So this character should be able to use sword and board at the very least. That'll give us a small boost. I could be silly and grab double-edged. Let's give it a shot. How do we... Oh, I see. Yeah, weapon, but offhand. But I guess he can't equip it. It would be nice if there was, like, clear trinket slots and symbols that I could equip. But it's fine. Okay. Well, I guess let's talk to this guy first. Large machine built to let adventurers descend into the abyss below. That's... okay, here we go. What do you want? Train. So this guy will let me boost my stats in some way, shape, or form. So small percentages to a lot of things. Regen, dodge chance, crit chance, move speed, attack speed, physical damage. I wonder if this carries over from character to character. Hard to say. Let's just do those. I guess what'll happen is I'll probably, hopefully unlock a new character at some point, and then I can just swap. Alright, so as far as I can tell, there is no strict elevator. Oh. Well, I'm gonna turn off the tutorial. It doesn't seem to want me to go up. So, I think what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go. Because we don't need gold that much. Let's just go until I die. I was hoping to unlock... oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, so that is a serious issue. It's not like the worst kind, but this guy, if an enemy is close to you, his sword swing will not hit them. Then instead of being an actual cone, it literally is that slash pattern, so I have to hit them with that. It's very unique. I don't necessarily know if I would say it's like strictly bad. Titan's Rage is absurd. We're picking it again. There's pretty much no reason not to. I liked going all in on physical. I think that was actually quite effective. At least up until like 30, 40, at which point it was overkill. I think I might try and go for Relic cooldown instead of attack speed this time around. Namely because if I can get this thing to fire off extremely fast, that might be good. Ooh, Pale Wish. Something's a barrage of moon arrows that shoot down from the sky, but that's magic based. We don't truck with magic here, not in this household. I guess the other thing I should probably start doing more than anything else is like, experience is nice, but we don't need it. No, I should be focusing on killing some things. Chance to make an extra slash. Oh, 3 bonus defense or just regen. Definitely the regen. We've already got a decent amount of HP. What was I gonna say? Things and words and stuff. But yeah, I should be looking for this more than anything else. What's the upgrade on this one? Boring. The cracks are just absurdly good. I will say the buzzsaws don't have a cooldown. So if I can upgrade those a bunch of times, we can maybe do some fun things with it. And yeah, maybe it is actually worth going for all that extra gold. Health, magic resist, attack speed. I'm gonna go 3% health, because that might also scale how much health I gain. I know it probably would have been better for me to go for other things. Namely attack speed. I just don't like the attack that much. Maybe upgrading it will make a difference. So far, it hasn't gotten any bigger. Which is slightly problematic. Not hugely. Snag that. Get a little bit of experience. It's not worth it. It's fine. Pickup radius. I actually do like that. Cooldown reduction would be nice if that's truly where I want to go. Crit chance. Physical damage. Health. Physical damage. Admittedly, that's like 1 extra at the moment. Fight me, cretins. Give me that experience. That's what I needed. Dinosaur spine. Crit damage. Fun. Shout with confidence, increasing physical attack damage. They're okay. I just don't need it that much. I'll get up to 30. We already do a stupid amount of damage. Yeah, let's work on maxing this thing out. Unfortunately, fusions aren't in the game yet, but whatever. Don't care. Yeah, I don't really care about these. One of the problems is interacting with anything locks your camera to look at it. It's not bad. Oh, I'm trapped in here with these creatures. Die. Okay, this guy's attack speed is abysmal. That might be something I have to consider. However, his damage is leaves little to be desired. And yet, I will continue to invest into damage because I'm a goon. Small soulless dust-like creature cannot move alone and be in groups. Requirements. Oh, wait. Requirements. Helmet, armor, pants, boots. Enchantment, shrink. Shrinks your character's size. Oh, it's an enchantment. You enchant your stuff. Oh, that's what the boar is for. So it's not that you equip it. Ooh. I'm actually pretty happy about that. I was originally slightly concerned that this was going to be, you know, kind of flat. But the fact that it is leaning so hard into the meta progression and gear and equipment system actually is neat. I think the only thing I'd bring up so far is that the gear and equipment... What am I doing? The gear and equipment that I've seen so far just gives you stats. I don't feel like stats are particularly interesting. Like, stat stick equipment is fun. It lets you micromanage your build a little bit better. However, if that is the sum total of what gear and equipment does, it's kind of bad. I saw some developers I saw some people on my Blue Sky feed making fun of random percentile bonuses. Talking about how, like, just utterly unsatisfying it is to get, like, a 10% increase to your attack damage. And, like, I think it kind of works in a Bullet Heaven, sort of, up until a point. Cooldown reduction, magic resist, cooldown reduction. It works in a Bullet Heaven up until a point, mostly because stats and percentile bonuses, you might not feel them immediately. However, you get so many of them over the course of a Bullet Heaven run, usually, that that it actually is noticeable in the long term. Pickup range, crit damage, 10% crit damage is kind of tempting. I'm gonna go with the cooldown reduction though. There we go. Just want to force him to walk through the cracks. Oh, no, it doesn't do persistent damage. It just persistent does. I gotcha. Yeah, life code. What's my regen going to be? Stupid. Stupidly high. Now, am I actually slashing twice? Hard to really tell. Okay, got it. We get some mage stuff. I guess everybody can wear the helmet, so I'll slap that on. Because, yeah, I should probably be investing a little bit into defense. It probably helps. I don't know if it's a flat reduction, though. Sometimes it's flat, sometimes it's percentile. I usually prefer flat over percentile. Let's go for the attack speed. And yeah, let's start boosting my health. Ooh, my regen is very good. 2 more projectiles. Ooh. I feel like agility or something should be able to scale that thing's stats. Increases size. That is the other consideration, is we just keep going for raw damage, so the buzzsaw blades are just goofy. Still think 40 is kind of the way to go. I guess the one thing I could start investing into would be luck. It's not a stat that I usually would prioritize, but cooldown reduction doesn't make a difference on the buzzsaw blades. It does with the Titan Slam. Move speed, health, crit damage. Let's go health. I guess if I went like hard move speed, we could just run around and grab stuff, which I'm actually going to say huge kudos for this. I love the 3% pickup range, 3% regeneration. Let's go for the cooldown reduction. This is a very dense map. There's a lot of just stuff going on here. And that I actually have things to like run around and look for, which is something that I really like about Death Must Die. Not Death May Die. That's a board game. I own it, but no. But Death Must Die does this extremely well, where you never have downtime. You're constantly just running around looking for goodies, and it feels great. Though I will say, this kind of has downtime in terms of I'm just kind of sitting around waiting for things to spawn harder because I couldn't increase the difficulty for some reason, and that makes me a little cranky. Not really a problem. Increase buzzsaw speed by 20%. I love this stats system, but I really wish each of these items actually scaled off of stats in different ways. So like rather than this giving just a flat attack speed bonus, I actually kind of wish it would make it so attack speed would scale better or differently. Maybe. Specifically the buzzsaw blade, the fact that it only scales off of the strength stat means that the rest of these are worthless to me. Mostly. Like they're there, but not amazingly so. I mean, I guess it scales off of luck too. Chance to spawn another perk. What does that mean? I don't know. Let's get my luck up. Okay, I'm full health. 95% health. That's very funny. Wait, can I save myself? Yeah, so, unfortunately, do not use that ability when you are, when a mid-boss is spawned and is going to attack you. I don't like the fact that it fixes you in place, but the enemies can still attack you. I think that's actually a bit of a problem. Not like a huge one, but still. Okay. I'm actually going to go back to Horizon's End. I don't like this character much. Their slash is just not a very good weapon. Ooh, new character, wizard. What are you looking at? What? How did you get here? Have you ever heard of warp points? Well, I've heard of it now. How annoying. Yeah, let's go be a grumpy mage. Like, I don't hate this guy's attack pattern, but it's one of those where it's like, it takes some getting used to, and it's not the most exciting. compared to the archer, which is a little bit more reliable. And we'll see about this guy. This really pisses me off. Why do I have to go to this forsaken wasteland again? My back hurts, my body hurts, everything hurts. Whose fault is it? Why I have to suffer again? What are you looking at, punk? I'm looking at you, weirdo. I'm Windrick. Nice to meet you, weirdo. You stupid or something? I told you, my name's Rydrick, sorry. You sure are a funny one, weirdo. It's Mildred, you dumb fool, Mildred. Okay, weirdo. Honestly deserved. I always love it when, like, the asshole talks to the moron character and loses. It just does make me chuckle. It's a good trope. There's a lot of classes, too. Okay, so we didn't actually get... no. We did actually get something good. Whatever, it was like a blue staff. I'll live without. Because I think we have another staff. That's a mace. But we do have a book. That's... I don't know if I can equip it. Well, let's find out. I cannot. It would crank my cooldown reduction a bunch, but alas. Frankly, I'm just going to find better gear and equipment down here anyway. So we're just descending down and giving it a shot. I wish there was kind of like clear guidance for how these things level up, but alas. Okay, go from there. What was I going to say? I don't know, just more interesting stat scaling. So for the buzzsaws, I wish it was one of those where the buzzsaws actually scaled off of a lot of stats. Like, one stat scales its damage, strength, obviously. Dexterity or agility scales how fast it moves. You could even have one of the stats scale its size. Like, world's kind of your oyster, and if you're going to give players that many stats, I would actually very much advocate for, chance to cast your spells twice. Reduce cooldown of your spells. Now, do these count as spells too? I have no clue. I guess I'm going to go for double cast, and we're just going to find that out. So increases magic damage, cooldown of skills and relics. I mean, it clearly seems like going for patience is probably going to be actually useful here. Maybe. I guess I'm going to pump my int as per my usual. Cooldown reduction. I'm actually going to go for the flat regen, since I'm pretty sure this guy has very little. So we do have an AoE on our fireballs. It's not a particularly amazing one, but still. 3 ice projectiles that deal damage per cycle, or Genesis Leaf for some max HP. If I do auto, distributes your points when you level up. I mean, that's kind of good if I want to, like... Wait, and I can also go and modify that if I want to. Yeah, the main question is, can I get it to double fire? Let's grab Moon Ornament as well. Because yeah, if we can get this to double cast, then we know it's counts as a spell. To reduce the cooldown of spells. Yeah, we don't want Pale Wish, so yeah, I'll go Concentration. Let's see. More regen, more regen. Go from there. What else was I going to say? I do really like the fact that it seems like there's a ton of classes in this game. I'm still quite curious to see how they all work. I'd almost kind of wish that this actually had class advancement rather than... let's see. Freedom Spirit, Magic Missile, bounces 3 times, dealing magic damage. Keep stacking those. Okay, so I almost kind of wish there was one of those that it worked off of, like, here's your base class, And then at every X number of levels, your character gets like a choice between 1, 2, or 3 higher tier skills. Reduces spell cooldown by 3%. I mean, I might as well snag it. I don't think it necessarily needs that kind of not upgrade system, that kind of class upgrade system, but I think it would be an interesting way of handling things. Burst of magical energy, straight from your mind, dealing magic damage. Are these my spells down here? Again, there's like no detail of like which are spells, which are relics. Are spells just my anything that does magic? Are they just these abilities down here? I guess let's go for a double cast. Keep getting that up if I can. I'm actually gonna give myself some regen. Just because. Oh, there's our first boss. Should be fine. Avoid those so I don't get completely bowled over. We're doing fine. We get a hat. Sure. I'll put it on in a hot second. Grab meat. Okay, decrease cooldown. Further reduce cooldown of your spells. Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna get my int up to exactly 40, and then we'll stop there. That should give me more than enough damage. Double cast, decrease cooldown. Does it cooldown on double cast? Interesting. Number of projectiles by 2. Alright, and that should be more than enough damage for a while. So I don't think I have much to worry about. So where am I at? Where's my head at with some things? Okay. I don't know if I finished the topic on gear and equipment, but mostly just I wish gear and equipment operated under a gear and equipment, yeah, maybe gave you some stats, but especially the rarer ones, like gold and above, all had unique abilities that would actually like tweak something. Either like interesting proc effects, or it modifies your skill. So potentially you could have it so like, hey, this bow makes it so your primary attack is actually the charge arrow instead, or combines all projectiles down into one, or spreads your projectiles out in a like ring around you instead of in a frontal cone. You know, is this good? Who knows? The entire point of it is just to put you in a position where you have kind of these weird options that you can play with. You get impatient easily. Increase your chance to cast spells to twice to 30%, reduce cooldown to 1. Or by 1? Not sure. And yeah, are these affected by... Because like some of these have cooldowns, but like Mind Blast. Is this affected by my patience skill? I don't know. I think that's one thing I'm going to keep getting slightly stuck on with this one, is that I think it sincerely needs like really robust stat reporting when you can like look at stats and abilities and stuff. Just to say like, oh, that's affected by this stat. I think it is. I think cooldown reduction affects it. I'm going to just turn this on freaking auto. We're going all cooldown reduction. Let's see if I can get it so my spells are just going non-stop here. Because, yeah, I think maybe it would be easier if, like, when you're picking the ability, it actually, like, highlights every stat that it scales off of. Or just list them all. Use your life force to surpass your manual limitation, cast 10 explosions in a large area. I'll pick it up, it's my ult. So, automatically allocates, but it doesn't do it automatically for you. You know what, I can work with that. I guess I could just turn it off so it doesn't open on level up. Yeah, let's just do open on level up. Turn that off. Okay, that did hurt a bunch. You know what? Let's do a bit on vitality. Okay, magic damage. The main question is, what is the allocation? Okay, let's look. 12 and 27. What happens the next time I level up? Because is it going to favor vitality? Is it going to evenly split them randomly? What? That was unusual. There we go. I'm not leveling up much. I guess part of it is all the experience crystals keep consolidating down. Okay, so defense, max HP. I mean, I might as well grab Mana Shield. Okay, so let's take a look. So 14, okay, so it seems like it favored vitality. Let's do one more level. If it goes up to 16 and 29, then we know that it puts the majority of the points on the topmost ones. I guess I should be actually looking around a little bit here. Oh, there's the boss. I guess I should contend with that. Thing is, he killed me the last round. Okay. That didn't want to fire for some reason. Guess it takes some time to wind up. I'm surprised at how little damage this guy actually does compared to the warriors who seem to just eat people. I guess part of it is we don't have that big fissure move, which was an absolute banger and extremely effective. Also, my ult, like, does a lot of damage. Or, not does a lot of damage. It actually has a surprisingly short cooldown. Okay. Fire magic. Pass through enemies, explodes on contact. Sure. Before I go anywhere, yeah. So, it prioritizes whatever your top stat is. I guess that's fine for now. We only need vitality for a bit. Another Beator card. Okay. Let's see. What else was I going to say? I don't know. We're just kind of on a loop. Let's see. Crit damage. Physical damage. None of these are good. Yeah, I wish the auto mode was actually just like stat allocations. So you could do like 1, 2, or 3 points into something, rather than just a boolean, because that way you can automatically put 1 point, 2 points, 3 points in every level. I don't know. It'll just be slightly better. Okay, dodge, magic damage. Yarsh. Another one of these we get. That's not equipment. Can I just leave? Yep. See ya. You thought a maze could stop me. Fool. Actually, I wonder if 3% dodge... No. 3% dodge is not a 3% dodge bonus. It's a 3% gain on top of what I've got, which is, to say, completely worthless. I wish for those it would actually show you your stats and how much it would increase by. Like, just pull up your stat window simultaneously and it's like, hey, your dodge is going to go from 1.2 to 1.24. That's a big increase. I actually am totally fine with it increasing by that amount. It doesn't need to go up that much more. Because presumably if you're like really zippy, you could actually pick up a whole hell of a lot of upgrades this way. I forgot, I can dash. I should use that. Health Pickup range, health. I do feel like the repeated stats are a little silly. Hey, do you want health, health, or health? That is going to happen at some point in this process. The fact that you can have two things offering health. Let's go for moon size. We don't need giant. We don't need the mana shield to be particularly amazing yet. Mainly because I've got enough regen to kind of keep me alive. Ow. Unfortunately, we don't have the regen of Warrior Boy. Let's see, I'm just looking for upgrades. This is an upgrade that I was hoping for. Surprised we haven't found too many of these so far. I think this is the most powerful. Number of projectiles to 5, yeah. Because unlike everything else, it specifically aims forward. Okay, we get another card. I like the enchanting system. I think that's going to be fun. Size by 20%, number of projectiles up. Ooh, the Frost Blast got spicy in a good way. I think I would say, very mildly, I wish it was a slightly random pool. I'm actually just going to go for 10 flat health. Reason why is because a lot of Bullet Heavens do suffer from replay value. At least from my experience, that it's like, hey, if every single level up does the exact same thing every time, especially if you have a limited pool of abilities in the game, they start to feel extremely samey in a not exciting manner. I think I'm going to keep upgrading that one. Yeah, shorter cooldown. Should be good. Now we're starting to do damage. I think the problem is, despite the fact that I'm going for Relic cooldown, we're not actually upgrading most of my relics particularly much. We're also getting a lot of crit damage, but I don't have crit on the builds, on the brain. It's fine. But having just like A, B options when you level up instead goes a very long way at making things kind of a little bit more interesting. Because yeah, do you want big AoEs? Do you want to like largely Alpha Strike? Do you want extremely short cooldowns, or does that not matter to you? I'm thinking of those fissure attacks. I would have actually been perfectly happy with one fissure that's just perpetually on fire, and anything that passes over it takes just a bunch of damage. As examples of like ways you could have things split without having to make a new ability. Oh shit. Oh, nope. Okay. Big sad. The dash is not. The dash does not, in fact, have you avoid damage. It is purely for mobility's sake and nothing more. It is fine. Purple chest might actually have good gear and equipment for me. For one of my characters, I do appreciate the gear and equipment lasts. Hail Wish. I'll just skip that one. We don't need it. In fact, I should actually use my 3 banishes to get rid of them. Elevate your fire spell to explosion magic. Increases damage by 60%. Yarsh. It's just a bomb. Okay. 0.2 move speed. I mean, it is very funny just exploding things. Let's see. What else do I even have to say about this game? I don't know. I think it's neat. I think it's going in the right directions, and I actually like the fact that it has kind of a very long-term outlook in terms of runs and meta progression and whatnot. I think the main consistent issue is just whether or not the actual like core gameplay loop is going to be able to carry it. I think the various classes are good. I just would love to see them have some kind of like weird hybridization, synergy, or prestige class situation. I don't know. I'm thinking like Final Fantasy Tactics, or maybe not so much Final Fantasy Tactics. A lot of the Final Fantasy games, the old ones, would have you like advance your classes. And it would be like more powerful or have unique effects and abilities. And like some games really get into that kind of system where it's like, hey, you know, here's the Archmage, or do you want to go Swords Mage and go for like hybrid melee magic? And you could do some like really fun stuff with that. Maybe. I don't know. It just feels like it would be fun ways to spice up runs. You're not just doing the same things over and over again. Because, at least in the current version of this game, a lot of my runs are going to look the same and feel the same. I need to banish that buzzsaw. Luckily, it hasn't been giving me junk, but I do not want it. I do not want it to drop. It is a waste of time and abilities. Yeah, I can't just sneak out that. I could. Well, I mean, I can keep walking. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, increases damage by 10%. We just want to max that one out because it feels like Ice Shotgun can do potentially the most amount of damage to something in front of me. And that cooldown actually feels pretty good. Let's see. Keep upgrading this. Is this the max? Increases number of projectiles to 12. Guess we'll find out if it's the maxed out version later. Dodge, physical damage, regeneration. Pretty bad overall. I like those little shrines. I wish some of them did. I like the shrines on the map. I appreciate that I have something to do. I do wish some of the shrines were more interesting. Like, rarely. There he is. There's the big bad Beeble boy. Every time I hit him with my bouncing projectiles, it freaks me out a little bit because I keep expecting them to hit me. And that's not the case. That's not how it works. But yeah, they bounce in terms of they just reflect off of them. I will admit, I always prefer reflection when it... Ooh. Increases number of projectiles to 16, damage by 50%. And 2 magic missile upgrades, no items. Sure. Reduce cooldown of your spells by 20%. Number of hits to 2. Number of projectiles by 3. That should be a whole mess of magic missiles. So unfortunately, I've never been able to tell if we're getting the double casts on the spells. Unfortunately, I bought bananas and they had fruit flies on them, so now we've got stupid ass fruit flies just flying around my apartment. I love bananas. I hate fruit flies so much. Luckily, all I have to do is just not buy bananas for a while, and then I don't have to worry about a cooldown reduction. And that's a 0.3 flat. Or maybe not. No, it'd probably just boost the stat by 0.3. Okay, do we want to max magic missiles out? Yes. Increase size by 25%, number of projectiles to 12, remove hit limit, decrease bullet lifespan by a second. I'm not sure if decreasing the lifespan is good, but it seems like they go for a while, so maybe it's not a problem. I do prefer it when bouncing projectiles aim at the nearest target rather than just physically bounce off the thing, because more often than not, there's nowhere for them to go. But, oh well. My ult really does not want to cast. It always is like a second or two wind up. If it was one of those where like visually it actually showed it winding up on the character, and maybe it does, or like even on just the icon, I think it would make it a little easier to determine. Let's get the rune thing out. There's an upgrade, or there's an ability for fire orbs. We just haven't found it yet. That's another spell that I'd like to play with. But alas, oops, I picked a stat. Oh well. Yeah, let's hope the end of a run is the 20-minute mark, just because I don't think this really has enough content to sustain longer than that. And also, that would really make me question how the heck you're supposed to get access to, I'm gonna banish Bladefall. It would also just make me question how the heck you're supposed to get access to a higher difficulty. And it seems like we've got a lot of enemies coming after me at the very least. Yeah, because I've gone pretty hard on cooldown reduction. Yeah, let's turn this off. Vitality 34 is good enough. Yeah, since I've focused pretty hard on cooldown reduction, we're in a nice spot where, damn, that does a lot of damage. Where even my ult comes back pretty quickly. Okay, there's 1, 2, and 3, possibly. Well, at least the loot's pretty good when you get down this far. Okay, purple chest. Purple chest has the good stuff. Okay, reduce cooldown. Oh, Pale Judgment. Charges ball of energy, shoots towards the character's facing direction. Sure. Increases defense by a lot. Damage and size. Oop, I meant to skip that one. Let's see. Mana shield. Yeah, we are actually getting hammered a little bit. Part of it, a lot of it is just because of these stinking guys are a little tricky to avoid. That's a big attack. AoE. I'm probably gonna have to turn off the screen shake if I play more of this. Hey, movement speed. I'll take it. We actually do need it. I haven't invested in my agility much because I didn't really think I needed it. And the answer is, I still don't. Which is probably foolish. Okay, magic resist, attack speed, crit chance? I mean, technically we have bonus crit damage. Not that I've been, doing it. Okay, what else do we have? Because I could gain money. I'm not like jonesing for cash here. If I want to do a sacrificial money run, I think I would play the warrior character and just go like extremely hard on regen, so I could just farm those. Regen and hopefully enough durability that, well, no, it would just be mostly regen. I just have to be more careful. Okay, pickup range. No, we don't need pickup range. There's plenty of magnets in this game. Also wish the mana shield actually scaled off your int stat. Once again, I like when I can scale things off of customizable stats so I can do different stuff with it. Yeah, let's max this out. Number of arrows increased to 20. Okay. Max this out, I think. So, max size by 25%, damage, and number of arrows. Cripes, that's a lot of arrows. Okay, more stats. I do kind of wish some of these stats also included, like, dash cooldown, or, dash cooldown or dash range or, you know, extremely rarely an extra projectile. I mean, even if it was like a tenth of a projectile, but get a bunch of those and you can boost your projectiles further. I guess that would be extremely powerful, but good. The main question is, when we hit 20 minutes, what's going to happen? Because it seems like things are scaling up to be reasonably dangerous at this moment. I guess I'm going to go for Pulse Judgment just because we might as well see what the upgraded version of it looks like. We're still going. I mean, I appreciate that we can keep going and farming. I guess I'm going to quit after the next boss. Because there's so many of these guys, but they don't really do anything for me. They're just present. The pig boss is just a regular boss now. Whoop. And yeah, I'm going to keep upgrading my spell cooldown. What is it at? 34%. That's pretty good. Maybe the earlier one I'd mentioned the like attack speed bonus thing and wishing that would actually change how my stat scale. I think it might actually. Oh, is the 10 health just like 10 healing? Oh, ew. I was hoping that was maximum health. Unless I don't know. I could be misinterpreting. Oh, those guys are regular enemies now. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep pushing this. At least they don't have as much health as the boss. Yeah, I like the locations on the map. I think there just aren't enough interesting ones. I think part of it is, it would be cool if there were certain ones that would have, like, you know, holdout locations where you have to, like, defend an area for a little bit. Or a, you know, it spawns a bunch of enemies, but you have to get past them to do a thing. Or, I don't know. I think the reason why the shrines work so well in Death Must Die is because so many of them are garbage, but a couple of them are incredible. And so you're like, yeah, I gotta keep looking for them for the really good ones. Oh, the bonus stats, not as, or the spell cooldown capped out. I was actually kind of hoping that would be one of those you can keep upgrading. Whew, these enemies hurt. Let's see. Is there really anything else? Yeah, like, I thought this was going to end, and now we're here, and I just feel awkward. I do like a decent amount of damage, so do they. And so I can kind of just like mass death most things without fear. Okay, decreased mana shield cooldown. Let's max out absolute focus, maybe. I got more of the big bad beetle borgs, but they're still not anything. I guess we could go back to investing into inns. Because the cooldowns are feeling pretty good. Oh, you're a boss. It's the pig again. Okay, it's got a magnet. It's got a chest. Not a very good one. It kind of feels like the last set of bosses was the boss. And this is just... it forgot to end. Okay, I'm gonna banish Pale Wish so we don't have to think about that anymore. We've also really slowed down on leveling. That's always something I will bring up a little bit when it comes to there's unstable core. When it comes to Bullet Heaven design, it always feels like you should be able to level up twice a minute. Any longer than that and it starts to feel kind of agonizingly slow. I know the point is supposed to be like diminishing returns and stuff, but considering how this game is scaling in terms of its difficulty, I don't think it needs the diminishing returns. In fact, I'd actually say diminishing returns feel terrible in Bullet Heavens. That don't do it. You want to level up just really kind of like clockwork. Maybe a little faster if you're playing well. Problem is Judgment is just extremely boring. Decrease cooldown by 10%. Decrease cooldown by 10%. Where's my giant Uber ball? Okay, well, I did say I was going to bail after the next boss, and it was maybe not as good as I was hoping for, but it's fine. Yeah, the problem is this, like, 150 gold. It's barely anything. So yeah, let's return to Horizon's End and call it a day. Now, I guess we have another character. The Merchant. Oh, so this means I might be able to spend resources to buy gear and equipment. I guess let's go talk to him before I do too much. That's where he is. Where'd that one lady go? Let's see. So we also have the Priest, I think, if I want to play as them. Or maybe there was some lore for him that I had skipped over. Oh well. My first customer, welcome to Gil's Emporium. Great, another wacky character added to the roster of clowns. Sure, let's keep adding more people. That's all great. Aha! Alright, so let's take a look at what this guy has to offer and then call it here. Okay, so purchase goods. So ore and common versions of random items, including some cards, which is maybe useful for some people. Right, and I did leave, so I actually have gold. So, okay, let's talk about how I feel about this one. It's a competent, regular Bullet Heaven. I don't think it works as a, like, long-term legacy game where you're constantly, like, building up. Oh boy, there's a lot of dialogue to this. I actually do like that. Like, this is the kind of game that they want you to sink your teeth into and give you extra kind of, well, I mean, lore and character details and jokes. And I think that's neat. I love the idea of trying to put story into a Bullet Heaven. I think that's a good idea, and I think there's a lot of ways that they can keep going with this. It's also, like, reasonably well written. Okay. Oh, yeah, so it's... Is he just going to send me in? No. Oh, can I not train with this guy? Or no, we just talk to him, then we train with him. So the big question is, does the meta progression that I've bought earlier? Yes, carry over. It does. So that's actually extremely useful. What is the most valuable thing I could do? I mean, honestly, goofy as it is, I'm wondering if crit chance. Yarp. Well, that's expensive. I'm wondering if crit chance carries over, or how crit chance works. If it's a 15% chance off of your base, or if it's crit chance based on, okay. Whoosh. Yeah, so I think that's just a 15% chance of whatever your base is, which is real rough. But is what it is. Anywho. I think my beef with it, there are a couple. I think one of the big ones I'm going to bring up is the gear and equipment is just way too basic. You might be able to upgrade them and like add stats, but that doesn't make this more exciting. You know, a little bit of health, a little bit of damage, a little bit of defense. These are not things that I'm like running out the door for, just by default. I guess I might as well put the cards kind of over here. Same thing with the resources. Like a number of these I'd probably just want to get rid of eventually, but is later. What was I gonna say? I don't know, just like 5 damage and attack speed 5.03. Like, you can kind of do some stuff with that. And I think that's fine for like basic gear, but once you get up to the purples, I feel like these things should have some interesting effects. Like, hey, this one does 10% of its damage as a damage over time burn effect. Or something like that. You can even have it that there are like secret upgrades that only spawn if you have certain gear and equipment. So if you have the fire sword, oops, you've got it, or oops, you know, you've got this whole extra tier of small passive upgrades like, hey, fire now does more damage, or spreads faster, you know, spreads from enemy to enemy, stuff like that. Because I feel like that would give you kind of a reason to come back and play more. My problem at the moment mostly boils down to that was an okay Bullet Heaven that didn't really end for whatever reason. It just kind of kept going and going, but it was looping content. I actually would say I wish a number of these runs ended much faster. We still can't get up to difficulty 2. I legitimately do not know how to get past that, because it says 6 to 20 coming soon, but it's like, what about 1 through 5? Unless I'm supposed to go until half an hour? I would say I don't think this game works up to half an hour. I'd rather the runs soft stop at 15, at which point the dungeon is like, the sun is setting. You know, the sun is setting on the surface. You know, get back to the elevator quickly, and then you have to sprint back to it as fast as possible. I'm gonna say kind of Deep Rock Galactic style, where it's like, oh shit, it's, you know, it's go time, get out of here. Otherwise you're gonna get just mobbed by tons and tons of enemies. Because that way you don't have to worry about the diminishing returns. You also don't have to worry about the fact that all of your abilities have capped out and aren't really growing or interesting anymore. The alternative, I would say, is just take off all the caps and keep the leveling speed flat. You know, just the every 30 seconds. Then you could probably justify going for half an hour, but even then I feel like that wouldn't really be worth it. The other thing I would say is like more points of interest to interact with that are interesting. You know, it was nice for the small stat bonuses, but they were so small that they didn't mean anything. And the upgrade statues were nice. You know, upgrade your relics for a little bit of, you know, I mean, just free levels functionally. I thought that was fine, but again, once you've capped them out, those become kind of pointless and not very interesting. I think once you start doing fusions and stuff, maybe it gets better. Again, I'm judging this from the perspective of a demo, and okay, so we now have warp points, so we can actually warp between these. Well, that's kind of nice. But I was gonna say I distracted myself. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's worth going for that level of duration. It's better to have short, sweet, and interesting runs where you get in, grab a bunch of resources, and get out and have kind of a nice self-contained Bullet Heaven experience with like ample meta progression. I think that would help tremendously. And all sorts of other things. Right, I was talking about judging this based on demo, that I only have so much to work off of, and it's clear that they're still working on this one. But it feels like if they keep putting effort into it and figure out how to make and merge the Bullet Heaven and the like more traditional adventure JRPG kind of genres together, that could be quite good. I'd even say level design, you know, actually have some like alternate regions inside the like on the outer layers that are much worse. So you land in the center of it and it's all nice and fine, then you hit the, you know, the forest zone and it's spookier and there's more enemies and it's harder to navigate and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I guess with all of that said, let's bring us out to the main menu and call it quits for now. So might as well mention that Relic Abyss is available as a demo right now. So if you want to play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. It's a decent Bullet Heaven. You've got a lot you can sink your teeth into, but I'd truly say probably pick this up and play it when it's out, when it really can shine. And also, you know, has enough content that you can really get into, otherwise you hit weird artificial limitations. But I don't know. I mean, extra feedback and testing probably is going to help the developers immensely. So if you want to dive in, go for it. But I guess apart from that, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, it helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.